This is serious stealth camping. Right. So what I've done, I have gone onto the BORG content page and I've created a couple of characters with the Scum Bertha app. So we've got Resi, the esoteric hermit, and Erg Tval. That'll do. And he is a forlorn philosopher. And I've also created a dungeon on the dungeon app, and I've also created a sort of bestiary with using the Monster Approaches app. So I've not looked at the dungeon, I've not looked at the monsters, so they will be a surprise to us. So Vresi is an average individual until you encountered something in a dim glade in Sarkash. The stone of your cave is one with the stars, silence and perfection. Now the chaos of a fallen world disturbs your rituals, and the call of night grows blacker than your cavern's gloom. Irritating, egocentric and loudmouth, lost 3 toes, limps. You pick your nose so deep it bleeds. Once a day you may summon D2 scrolls whose power can be used only once. Roll a D4 to find out what sort. We've got some useful bits and bobs. Erg Tval, raised by fanatical theists in a temple beneath Grift's bridges. You wanted to be a warrior or a great leader, but you can't. Stop thinking. Stop the thoughts. The road, an unreasoning maze, every temple soaked in blood, each destination drenched in gloom. You once thought that cold analysis might tame fate itself. Now that dream of reason has decayed to shifting madness, and only the cold remains. Problems with authority and conflicted, jittering and stuttering from nerve damage. You whistle while trying to hide. You'll deny this. Whistle when 5, 7, 9, 11 or 13 is rolled on a D20. Okay. Water freezes from the air. Oh, we've got a tablet. Water freezes from the air, forming a 15-foot long bridge, or all water within 150 feet. Freezes. Aegelian owl. This philosophical beast is a bitter, reluctant and hypersensitive assistant. Okay. And it can help me, or it can, turn grumpy. So I've got a little owl chum. Right. Now we are ready to go on our adventure with our... These were from 1d10 plus 5 on itch.io. So I thought I'd give those a go. We'll see how we get on. Now, here is the dungeon. The Crypt of Repugnance. It is inactive because of a curse. It is slowly filling with oil. Vile creatures of gristle and flesh lurk here. Dreams of something violet haunt you. This place will have clues. Anyway, there's an impossibly large door. I won't worry about the monsters. Okay, what do I have to do? So we've got dreams, and we need to find out clues about them. Well, with our forlorn philosopher and our esoteric hermit, perhaps they've had the same dreams and they've been drawn here by those very dreams. So we've seen a vision of this large door, and we've hunted down the location, and we are going to find the answers to our strange dreams. Now, the dungeon says that the door is guarded by a confused, naked and unarmed man, but we are playing with our randomly generated monsters here. So we're taking the first monster, which is a 2-headed and wide-eyed with a sickle stuck in its back. It's disturbing to look at, a visual error. More than anything, it wants to praise its obscure god through combat, constructing idols from the slain. Hit points 12, ouch. Morale 11, oh gosh. Armour minus D2, I-beam D6. Lair hidden away in a destitute attic. So it's just hanging around as a sort of guard. You will not remember this encounter. So it's a bit like a beholder, I guess. It's got a zappy I-beam, but it's got 2 heads. Okay, and it's got a sickle stuck in its back. Right. Okay, I think we've got a plan. Let's see how happy this monster is. Ah, he's unsure. That gives us a chance. So he's not rushing out and beating us up. These kind of dice are readily available at various places, all different types, but quite similar. From the die shop online and all that. Maybe Amazon or something. I'm not sponsored. So I think we have a chance to get the scythe out of the monster's back, and that might encourage him to let us pass into the big door so we can find the answer to our strange dreams. So I'm going to get one of my characters to perhaps distract. I was going to make him sort of act as bait, but I don't think that will be necessary. I think Vresi, the esoteric hermit, will speak to the creature while our forlorn philosopher will sneak round. Actually, I may make him start to sneak, but we'll see. We'll see if we need that. So I'm going to make a presence roll. He gets +2 presence. We're looking for a 12 as usual. And we get 14. So I think we have convinced this monster to allow us to help him. And so, who's my strongest dude? Yes, my full-on philosopher will try and pull the scythe out of his back. So we're looking for a... We've got a -1, so let's see. Looking for a 12. Yes! Well, that went unexpectedly well. So we will actually not just do that. As this creature, we can see it's inscribed with religious runes and stuff because it's devoted to its strange god, and as it calls out to it during battle, or it would do. So we will, as a philosopher and a hermit, I think we'll be able to encourage this creature with positive vibes and get on its good side, as well as removing the scythe. So I think that's... We're going to be on good terms with it at this point, and we'll only try to make that better by praising its own strange god, which we can see by the odd sigils that it's got inscribed on itself. So I think with giving it assurances that we're not going to cause any trouble, we just need to find out the answer to our strange dreams. I think that's enough for us for it to let us by. So in this room, it is described as a charnel house, and there is a pot with rot black sludge. So I'll use this little well to show that, and I assume there's an inhabitant in here. And looking at my sheet, the next monster down is shimmering as if unreal with an iron mask. It's loudly lamenting, wailing like mad. More than anything, it wants to become one with another creature. Oh dear. Or a player character. Hit points 2. Yeah. Ability, the dead come to life. Hit points 5. Oh, I get it. Right. The dead come to life in its presence, attacking at random. Loot a dead magpie lovingly buried in a wooden box. Okay. We didn't get any loot from the first creature because we decided to make friends with it. And it didn't have any anyway. Okay, so this thing has an iron mask. Yeah, I'm looking at this dude here. Perhaps he's related to the rock black sludge, and he's sort of oozing out of it and wants to absorb other creatures. I don't know why it has an iron mask, but it does. So I think we're going to be in trouble with this one, because we know what its drive is. It wants to absorb people. Maybe these people have already been absorbed and they're all covered in goo. So we need to get past it somehow. But it does have loot, so it might be worth fighting. So obviously my forlorn philosopher is going to try to persuade my owl to attack. So our presence is +1. 13. That is enough. The owl attacks. Okay. Too quick to hit. Attacks are DR8. Okay, so... and he fails. Yes, the owl tries to attack, but due to the ooziness, its claws just scrape ooze, and it doesn't do any damage. So that's my what my forlorn philosopher has done. Vressi has a staff. He's got 4 hit points. He's going to go for it. He's going to go for it. I'm not worried too much about initiative order. We've burst in. The ooze is slow, so right. He's going for it with a strength of -1. That's enough. I've turned into Brian Glover. I know the rules. That's enough. 1. It's got 2 hit points, so it's down to 1. It was a start, but obviously it's going to attack back now. So we will need to roll to defend ourselves. Unfortunately, Vressi's agility is -1. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. And I think this thing's got a warhammer with D6 damage. I am going to probably use an omen, I think. Yep, I'm going to re-roll that by spending an omen. And I do manage to defend myself against the reaching ooze. So now we've got my forlorn philosopher. His owl didn't go so well. I'm going to try and persuade the owl again. This is the last time I think I can get my owl to do something, and after that he'll get all grumpy and not respond to me. So, whoops. 11. I fail. So the owl will ignore me. That's his action. And I think Vressi will have another go with his staff. Not like that, he won't. I have 1 omen left. What do I want to do? I will spend my final omen. What's his strength again? Yeah, not so good. So I spend my last omen. And we will now try to defend ourselves. Oh gosh. Okay, I think Vressi might be down for the count. 3. He is just down for the count, yes. I think, no he's not. He's got 4 hit points. So he's got 1 left. This is going really badly. Come on, Taval. He will stomp in with his... he's actually got a warhammer as well, so... He gets -1. Oh, it's all going bad. The dice are hating me. He misses. He's got 4 omens, so he will re-roll that die by spending an omen. Okay. The thing will try and attack Vressi with his agility of -1. He's on 0, but I'm sort of... Well, I ought to roll on the broken thing, shouldn't I, really? Hit points, what does he actually do? That's a 1, that is... Fall unconscious for D4 rounds, awaken with D4 hit points. So he's actually unconscious for 3 rounds. But what Erg Dval has is water skin and a structural cryocondensation tablet. Water freezes from the air, forming a 15-foot long bridge. We're going to throw the water and cast this thing to freeze it, and basically freeze the thingy, or imprison it in icy water. Yeah. I'm going to, I guess, roll presence actually for a missile attack. Oh yeah, it had to work at one point. So we've frozen it, and I will go over to my chum here, who will find a D4 worth of hit points, 2 hit points. He recovers, and we stab the frozen guy to death. Hey, it's MÖRK BORG. And we scurry on after finding his dead magpie treasure to the next room. So in this room, it says it's full of debris and jewel removal leads to roof collapse. So it's full of, coins and stuff, not outrageously valuable, quite awful, in an awful state. And there's a beautiful jewel in the middle. And of course, there could be a wacky creature as well. Let's look at the next monster on my sheet. The monster approaches tortured and pleading with throbbing exposed glands. It's donning the armour of a king. More than anything, it wants to quietly stalk the characters, remaining unnoticed for weeks at best. Okay. It doesn't sound too aggressive, it just sounds like it wants to follow us in a weird way. So if I grab this little... Oh no. Well, yeah, it's donning the armour of a king. Okay. So he's a bit monstrous. His attack is a maw, so he's got some big old teeth on him. And he's just sort of staggering and pleading. And his armour's quite good, so I think we're going to see how helpful it can be. Because I'm thinking about, we don't know that the roof will collapse if we remove the jewel, but he might. So let's see how helpful he can be. Oh yeah. He will definitely... we agree that he can come with us, that's fine. And yes, he will undoubtedly... can we get that information across? I don't know. We won't know, so he'll just have to tell us. We won't say, hey, if we remove that jewel, just in case, on the off chance. So I think he's going to volunteer that information. It kind of makes a weird kind of sense. So we're perfectly happy for him to come along with us, I think. Who else brought Warhammer Quest Silver Tower without the miniatures, just to get all these things and stuff like that? So this next room, there are unlocked chains, and there is black crypt fungi growing on the walls, which heals all hit points and increases all abilities +1 for an hour. Are we going to know that? Let's who's got the best presence? I think our esoteric hermit will look at this fungus and see if he can figure it out. If he can see that it's got that ability. No, it just looks like disgusting fungus to him. So basically he'll say, whatever you do, don't eat the fungus. But is there a creature in here? The monster approaches, blindingly white with barbed spikes. It's disturbing to look at, a visual error, More than anything, it wants to study the internal anatomy of the brave and foolhardy. That's a worry. Okay. Barbed spikes, you say? So it wants to examine the inners of our anatomy, but what kind of mood is it in? Can we kind of reason with it or something? Oh, absolutely not. No, it's furious. It's really intent on yes, an unpleasant examination. Let's have a fight, I'm guessing. We have our guy who's kind of haunting us. He might be able to help with his armour and such. I might be able to... I don't know if I can convince my owl to fight at the moment, but we'll see. I'm going to roll for initiative on this one because he's so intent on examining us that, yeah, he might be quick off the mark, but not this time. So which one is it? Who's got the scroll? Yes, my esoteric hermit, Varisi, has an Enochian syntax. One creature blindly obeys a single command. Single command. Begone. We need to do a presence check +2 for him. Oh, he's got no omens either. That's not good. Okay, that was his action. It didn't work. Erg Tval with his... He's got some... Still got some omens. Can we command our owl just one more time? Or is it worth just... Oh, he's going to charge in. He's going to go for it. With his... No. That's him. Philosopher. Okay. -1 strength. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. He hits with his warhammer. D6 damage, that's 4 damage. It's down to 8 hit points because it's really strong. Now we've got our friend here. Technically he's a monster, but I'm just gonna roll a flat D20 to see if he helps us out here. With his maw, he's going to try and bite this beast with the spikes. We are talking, he's got... Oh, I forget the damage. Keep forgetting the damage. That is -1 to his damage. Not like it's a complicated game, but somehow I managed to forget that. Yeah, armour, you know. Ugh. Rules, who'd have them? So, yeah, this guy's going to try and hit him. And he does. I think he was D4. Oops. That's 1 damage. But then his D2 armour will negate that anyway. Yeah. He's just hit him, so he's probably going to try and attack him. So that is our philosopher. His agility is -2. That's 11. He doesn't make it. And this guy does probably lots of damage. D6 damage. Oh my goodness. Has my philosopher got any armour? I don't believe he has. No. But he takes 5 damage. He's got some omens, so he's going to spend that to reduce that damage. And we can lower that 5 by 4, so we take 1 damage. So while swinging our mighty warhammer, we're going to try and hit him. -1 to this, and it's a miss. It's a miss. He could spend another omen to lay the smack down, and he does. So with his... yeah, it doesn't do any damage though, but we do spend another omen. Our mate here will charge in and attack. He gets -2 to his hits. He's out of omens. We need a plan. Our mate is charging in. And he does really badly as well. Yeah, we need a cunning, clever plan. Who's he going to attack? Who's this guy going to hit? He's going to go for our philosopher again. We are going to have to defend with our -2. And we do. Yeah, we're going to need a cunning plan. So, Vrissi has 15 feet of heavy chain. So, I'm going to... Yeah, I think all of us are going to team together to try and wrap this guy in this massive heavy chain. I think we're going to need at least a couple of strength rolls. So if Vressi has a go. Oh, yes. Nice. So, between the three of us, we managed to wrap the guy in a chain. And does he have any treasure? He has none. No loot. So, yes, we're going to dispatch him. And in the final room of this dungeon, there's a small aquarium with big fishes. There's a basket with exquisite silk and a snake hides in it, a cooler snake, so-called. Okay, so that's what we see. Perhaps the snake is intelligent and holds the secret to our strange visions. But also in the room, the monster approaches, amphibian, torn from the sea, with throbbing exposed glands. Again, it's on fire. More than anything, it wants to be left alone, lost in thoughts. Okay. So, he wants to be left alone with his thoughts, but we need to find out the answer to the mystery of our strange dreams which have been plaguing us. So, what kind of mood is he in? Oh. That's different. He's kind of scared for some reason. Now I'm going to try out this wacky dice to try and find out what he's scared of. When there's an imminent something happening. And given that this is BORG, perhaps he's particularly one of these characters who is particularly the apocalypse kind of thing has had a strange effect on them. I knew there was an NPC attitude to the apocalypse table, but over here it just says either best to accept it, someone will fix it, about damn time, or we're doomed. So it's not quite the detailed thing I was hoping for, but I think this amphibian guy has had a vision from the calendar of Necrobel. So if we roll like a d10 to see if there's an omen. No. And I'll roll what he's had a prophecy about. So 114 on this chart is, and the depths of the underworld shall bring forth flying spectres and crawling beasts. In their passing, the worm grows fat, the vulture weary. So that's what he's worried about, and that's the thoughts that he wants to be alone with. And that's why he's frightened of when. So he feels like this is impending, and that's what he's frightened of. I wonder if my esoteric hermit can try and calm him down and convince him that there's no use worrying about it or something like that. So, yeah, let's try his presence and see how he gets on. And then we'll hopefully be able to ask him to help us. 11 plus 2. Okay. We managed to get him to calm down, and we're able to talk to him and ask him if he can help us with our dreams that we've been having. Now, I'm guessing that this final thing, which is hidden in this pot here, is a snake. And I'm thinking it's an intelligent snake, and perhaps it has seen these prophecies and whispered them to our amphibian friend there. So I think he's going to point us in the direction of this snake. And we are going to see, well, our usual die. I could have used that, but I'll just use this one. See if the snake's going to be super duper helpful or not. It's ambivalent. So perhaps it's going to say, it's neither here nor there with us, is it? So I guess we can ask a question on the oracle die. And can you tell us the secret to our strange dreams? Yes. Oh, that's a bonus. Okay. So what I'm thinking of, I think the snake is a very mischievous snake, and it uses its prophecies to mess with people's heads, like it has done with this guy. And so there's no reason why it wouldn't mess with our heads, or would it? Is it going to be helpful in what it tells us, or is it going to try and drive us crazy like it did with this guy? Again, it doesn't care. So I'm just going to roll for another prophecy. 4. That is, the lyre arc shall make knots of the hearts of men, sundering the strongest bonds. So I think that's going to make our new companions sort of start to have doubts about each other. And the snake has not been very helpful at all, but he's sort of manifested our dreams into our present thoughts, our waking thoughts now. So we will no longer be plagued by those dreams, but we will be plagued by the worries of seeds of mistrust in our fellow human.
Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.